Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. We done made it through the week, ladies and gentlemen. We done made it through the week. Wow. Really driving all that fast. What do that do for you when it's raining? Okay. But anyway, hope everybody is doing well on this Friday. Hope all is well with everybody. I'm going to tell you something. This smiling in people's face, acting like you cool with them, but you sitting up there trying to line them up on the back end is diabolical. And whatever I say, if it applies to you, then you should feel bad. You should feel bad. I'm gonna just say that straight up. Ain't no way that and look, we need to really vet out the people that we actually speak to or want to talk to or whatever the case may be, because let's just be honest, everybody that you talk to ain't your friend on here in the first place. You have associates. It's no such thing to me as having friends. You have either good associates, some it may be bad associates, but ain't no friends. That friend word is overrated. And that's just my opinion. I don't allow nobody that I don't, if I most definitely don't want you around me, you can't be around me. I wouldn't care. You can plot all day, but as long as I'm not entertaining it or I'm not talking to you, it's to me. This is just to me. And it's just sad that when you get accused of something like that and then evidence come out that you don't even want to address it, you want to just run. You just want to run, and that shit right there, that's some coward shit. That's on everything I love. That is some way out cowardly ass shit. And that's why you don't call everybody your friend in the first place any damn way. You don't have friends. You have associates. My mama and daddy taught me that long time ago. Boy, you don't have friends. You have associates. So, like I said, that friend word is overrated to me. Now, yes, do you have a small amount of friends that you can actually trust probably in real life? I'm sure of it. Because I do, but a handful. I don't trust everybody. And I've been that way. You know what I'm saying? Because people will try to use what you tell them in confidence. They'll use it against you and then try to expose you. So I'll be damned if I sit up here and allow myself that way to be exposed. Now, if you're recording something on me, just know that I will never sit up here and incriminate myself to nobody that I don't know. Point blank. I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you about anybody on YouTube. If we ain't talking about if I ain't hearing things that ain't trying to help me build my channel up, because me talking about these individuals that's on this app ain't helping me build my channel. Let's just be totally honest. These people will use you up and spit you the fuck out and act like they don't even know you. And that's why I don't even subject myself to having a big amount of people talking to me and all this and that. I keep that circle small for a reason. Don't be put in no damn trick bag like that. No, no, no. So what's going on with everybody though other than that? What's the word? What's the word? What's going on, people? What's going on? Happy Friday. Do the cat got y'all tongue? I mean, what's going on? Ain't nobody talking in the chat? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, keep your circle small. If you're a content creator, man, please, it's the best advice that I could give. Keep your circle small on the people that you actually talk to outside of YouTube. Keep it small. So that way, you most definitely can pinpoint who said what. And you ain't got to sit up here and guess. You ain't got to sit up here and wonder. You know where it came from. You know, that's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end, boy, look, I don't know that individual like that to really be trying to like even bring the name up and all this and that. But for what I've seen and what I heard about it, that is some low down coward shit. In my opinion. You don't like my opinion, so what? Then the shit shouldn't even happen and even got up on YouTube. Certain things you can avoid your own self and not even subject yourself to the dumb shit. Hey, good morning, KTC. It's just sad. It's just sad to even look at. And that's why I weed out all these phony individuals that want to act like they your friend and act like they on your side the whole time. They looking to line you up whenever they can, because instead of them being adults, and if they really had a problem with how you do shit, they could have been adults and told you right then and there. But no, they want to plot behind your back and try to line you up and trying to expose you and embarrass you on social media. What's going on, EV? That is diabolical to me. That is diabolical. Because if I got an issue with a person, either I'm going to come right out and tell you, or I'll leave it alone and you will never hear from me again. It's either one or two ways you play that. You tell that person on how you feel about the situation, or you just leave the situation completely alone and don't even speak about it again. But I guess it's the ones that say that they very mature and they handle things like a mature adult. But this type of behavior right here is not no mature behavior type of thing right here. This is some bullshitting ass high school, grammar school type shit. What's up with it, Uncle L? Exactly, EV. Smile in your face, but all the time want to take your place. Exactly, EV. That part right there. Hey, Nurse Betty, good morning. Happy Friday to you. So now, man, look here. Again, I don't care what nobody say about me, but won't nobody sit up here and say that whatever I talk about to anybody outside of YouTube, you best believe I can see it in front. But it's not that deep for me to sit up here and be talking about people off of YouTube on behind the scenes like that. No, it's never that deep. Not that I put myself in harm's way and get to saying some more outlandish shit, and then I can't stand on it when it comes out. Like that shit right there. If you a grown ass adult, then why do it? Why can't you stand on? If you can say it on the back end, how come you can't stand on it if it ever comes out? Is my thing. Like if man or woman, if you said that shit, you said that shit. Yes, keep the change. People can get hurt behind some shit like that. You're not lying. But I ain't gonna even hold you though, KTC. In my opinion, You know, now Vince, I know you gonna handle your business the way you handle it, but you know, this just again some friendly advice. Bro, I really seriously don't think that you're gonna even get a conversation from that individual at all. I mean, you can try, but I seriously don't think that that individual will even give you a genuine conversation and be absolutely real with you. Because guess what? I mean, that individual was never real from the jump. That individual was never real from the jump. But by you not knowing that, you thinking that everything was on the up and up. But in reality, it wasn't. It was never on the up and up. What up with it, Kobe? So, I mean, again, Vince, you handle it the way you handle it, bro. But again, it's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. But I seriously don't think that you're even going to get a genuine conversation from that individual. I don't even want to say the individual's name because it's sickening. It's sickening to a point to where as you get mad and then you want to leave and go to another sector. So you want to run from your words of what you said behind the scenes, and you can't sit up here and stand on what you said in front of the scenes when it comes out. That right there to me is some coward ass shit. Yeah, Kobe, that was wrong. That was wrong on all levels, bro. Like, bro, I can't fuck with you. Some shit like that, bro. I wouldn't even, you know what? I wouldn't even get mad about it though. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end, you still got to look at it. That individual didn't owe Vince no loyalty. No, that individual don't owe Vince no loyalty at all, man. So that's what we gotta understand that point of it. I mean, that individual do not owe Vince no loyalty. So by Vince should already understand that. So Vince should just be like, you know what? You go your way, I go my way. But again, Vince gonna handle it the way Vince need to handle it. But again, to me, I wouldn't even entertain that because again, she wasn't forthcoming from the jump. So what makes you think she's going to be forthcoming now? What up with it, Brian? But Kobe, all I'm saying is that if that individual was not forthcoming and honest from the get, then what makes you think that that person is going to be honest right now? Now that was unnecessary. I feel you on that though, KTC. It was very unnecessary on how that even took place. Very unnecessary. And the only person, in my opinion, that looked bad in this situation is the individual. Because instead of that individual if that individual had a problem with you, Vince, that individual should have talked to you straight up, not tell somebody else about what you have a problem with or whatever the case may be, and then it comes out, then you wanna duck and run. But keep the change. Your rapport can change though with a person. You see how it's going. Just because you have a rapport with a person, that still don't mean that that person still got to be loyal to a fault to you. You know what I'm saying? We still strangers at the end of the day. Keep the change. We still strangers. That's why I don't let my guard down with a lot of people. I ain't gonna let my guard down because, again, what we may think people have a rapport with each other still supposed to have some type of loyalty. It could be the total opposite of it. It could have. It could have. You're right. KTC, you not lying about that. You not lying about that at all. You not lying about that. It could have been way worse than what that is, but that's pretty bad though, right there. But again, that's just my opinion. Don't keep the change. I get your point, but I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it in a whole different aspect. Don't know, no matter how much a rapport that you can have with an individual, that's all cool. But that doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. You feel what I'm saying? People motives change a lot around these parts. A lot. I'm not lying. You know, and it's not a lot of, you know, on the internet. If you really expected a lot of people to be solid with you, then that's going to be your first mistake right there. Everybody on this internet, on this social media, is not going to be solid with you the way you think, just because you have a rapport with an individual. Now, I'm not saying all, because all don't do no snake shit like that. But like, again, you really got to vet people. I'm telling you, because if you don't vet people the right way, you're going to end up fucked up at the end. You're going to end up being fucked up at the end. So once you start doing all this funny shit, and 1 minute you cool, then the next minute you find the littlest thing to want it, man, like, I ain't got time for no dumb shit like that. I'm moving the fuck around. Hey, Dialogue with Me TV. No, ain't no new friends. Fuck that shit. Man, EV, that take years, man. You can't just up and think because you know you've been around a person for a year or two that no, you know what? If you a solid person anyway, it's gonna show. How about that? Your character will show to people, and your character, if your name ain't always in bullshit and people sitting up here talking about you to said this on the back end, this on the back end, look, if you stay solid, people will know, oh, okay, Johnny Blaze is a solid motherfucker. Damn, I don't hear about JB2 talking on the back end about this and about that. It's like certain things you understand that you wouldn't hear from an individual. It shows. The character will show. Just like I try to, man, I ain't even gotta try. I'm gonna be who I am. If I'm not a messy individual to that degree at all, then you're not gonna hear certain things about it with me. You're not gonna hear my name attached to messy bullshit. I'm just saying. If you got a solid character about yourself, and you have ethics and you have morals about yourself, it will show. People will still see it. They'll be like, well, damn. Well, you can say whatever you want about Johnny Blaze, but he ain't sitting up here being a messy punk. They not gonna ever learn that. It's not gonna ever stop, Brian. It's gonna always stay that way. And I totally agree with that, KTC. You should. But by that individual not even trying to address it and just upping and leaving and want to go to another sector, and that right there in itself should let you know that that's a coward. That is a straight up coward. And people like that, that's cowards, that sit up and throw the rock and hide their hand, it's just best that you move on and don't even keep addressing them type of people. People that sit up and throw the rock and hide their hand is cowards anyway. So once you understand that a person is a coward that way, man, just move on. Because again, it will never be a genuine conversation with an individual like that. Never. Yeah, this is true. Keep the change. This is true. But anyway, y'all, I gotta get on up out of here. I gotta work. I will be live later on StreamYards. I'm gonna have a good title too, and I think everybody will be able to relate to this title. Um, it's more than likely it's gonna be after 3 o'clock when I go live off of StreamYard. So y'all be looking out for the upcoming video. All right. So with that being said, salute to the chat. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Appreciate the new subscribers. That short that I did, y'all, did 1.1K views. So shout out to everybody that took a look and actually viewed my short. I appreciate y'all. Salute to the chat once again. But I'm up out of here.